What's up, guys? It's your boy, Barca Boy 103. Today we're going to be reacting to the Barcelona news over the past few days, where we do have some big topics to discuss. Firstly, in regards to Barcelona making a move for a midfielder this January, the club are trying to get the sale of Barca vision over the line. They're actually very optimistic to generate the FFP needed to make a signing. We have been linked with a few midfielders like Joao Palhinha, Kimmich, Lucas Bergvall, and of course the main one being Aleix Garcia. But of course the players coming in, there will have to be some sales this summer. We do have some reports about Christensen making a move to the Premier League, Roma apparently interested in Romeu, but of course the big one being Araujo to Bayern Munich. But the club do have Araujo and two other players on an untouchable list, players who will not be transferred no matter the offer whatsoever. So we'll talk about that, talk about how Xavi is pushing heavily, and I mean heavily, for a Roberto renewal. Depends on, of course, how Roberto plays him down to the end of the season, and whether or not Xavi is the manager come the end of the season as well. Finally, we do have some big injury updates, of course, with the Super Cup final this Sunday for Cancelo and Rafinha, but also some other ones coming up in the future as well, like Ter Stegen being very close to recovering, and also we have our first injury news, you could say, on Gavi as well. And finally, some big news in regards to Nike and Barcelona's relationship, which is on the verge of collapsing. But before we get into it, make sure you guys smash that like button down below. Let's try to get to 200 likes in this video. Be very much appreciated. Also, if you're new, make sure you subscribe down below if you haven't already, and let's get into it. Now, before we get into the video, this video is sponsored by LU Soccer. LU Soccer is one of the most versatile replica jersey websites on the market. They have a variety of different items from different clubs, from CONCACAF, Serie A, Bundesliga, Ligue 1. They have a jersey from any country, any league basically in the world, and of course they do have some Barcelona merchandise. I do have here two items they have sent me, which I think is absolutely fantastic. One is this limited edition black kit. I believe this was a concept. It looks absolutely beautiful. Of course, it has the Spotify logo there, and also this one is what caught my eye the most. It is this kind of retro. It has the first ever badge for Barcelona in the middle there as well. It looks so sick, and they have different options very similar to this one for all different clubs and country. So what are you waiting for? Hit the top link in the description down below and check out LU Soccer today for the best prices and also the best quality. Let's start off with the transfer news over the past few days. Now we're first going to be discussing, of course, Barcelona's pursuit as they continue to try and sign a midfielder at some point this month. Now, Ferran Martinez and Fernando Polo from Deportivo have come out saying that Barcelona admit that the negotiations to close an agreement for Barca visions are advancing and there is optimism, but the doubt is whether it will be done in time to be approved by La Liga to generate the financial fair play margin that's needed in time to make a signing during this month. So Barcelona are confident of getting the sale done for Barca Vision. The question now is, will they get it done in time to make a signing this month an actual reality? Now, that's the update on that. In terms of names, there have been a few names creeping about over the past few days. One of the main ones, of course, has been Aleix Garcia. Fernando Polo from Mundo Deportivo and Ferran Martinez have come out saying that Barcelona have not yet given up on the signing of a midfielder in January despite the FFP difficulties. They don't want to sign someone just for the sake of signing someone, and they want someone who has quality. Aleix Garcia is the one that is most liked. Again, with Barcelona are tracking Aleix Garcia, the question is, can they execute the signing? I think in terms of, the player in Girona, that should be achievable. The question really is, can Barcelona register him by the end of this month? Now, also, Gabriel Sanz from Mundo Deportivo came out saying that Girona assures that Aleix Garcia's release clause is around 20 million euros, but at Barcelona, they maintain they have information that the release clause is actually around 14 million euros. He's not the only one, of course, on the agenda, although the other candidates depend on financial availability. So now the release clause is moving all over the place. I thought the release clause was in the contract, bish bash boss, that's it. But Romeu in the summer, 1 minute 10 million, then 5 million, then we ended up paying 3.5 with Aleix Garcia. First it's 20, then it's 12, now we're hearing 14. The number is juggling around all over the place. But the main premise around Aleix Garcia is that he's going to be under 20 million euros, and that for me is definitely worth it for the player and definitely should be affordable for Barcelona in January. So we will wait and see on that. We have been linked with other midfielders that would require, the summer transfer window. This won't be happening in January at all. And one of the names is Joao Palhinha from Fulham. Tony Juan Martínez come out saying that Joao Palhinha dreams of playing for Barcelona one day for sporting and personal reasons, and has informed this to his closest environment. Barcelona also have very positive opinions on him, but as of now, an operation remains complicated and unlikely due to the financial fair play situation. Fulham would ask for around 60 million euros for him either this month or, of course, in the summer. Now, if we don't get Zubimendi, I wouldn't mind Joao Palhinha. I think he's a very decent option for what's currently available in the market as well. But wait and see if there's any more concrete reports. Again, Bayern Munich were, an hour away from signing him in the summer. So they're probably well advanced on the player if they do want to pay the 60 million euros for him. Again, the same price as Zubimendi. I'd much rather go for Zubimendi, but if he is available and he's the only option out there, I wouldn't be opposed to spending that amount of money on him. Now, a pivot that has been now ruled out by Barcelona is Joshua Kimmich. Sport have come out saying that Barcelona have pulled out of the race to sign Joshua Kimmich. They cannot afford him anymore. Goal has also come out saying from Sky Germany, Joshua Kimmich's departure from Bayern Munich is not ruled out this summer. PSG are interested and would go for him now or in the summer, and other clubs are also attentive to the situation. His Bayern deal runs out next summer in 2025, and no concrete talks have taken place over an extension, and Kimmich is surprised and upset about that. So Bayern Munich making no moves whatsoever to renew the contract of Joshua Kimmich. Again, if he's a free agent in 2025, I'd definitely be over it. But paying, 50, 60 million euros for him this summer, I'd much rather go for Zubimendi, and I'd much rather go for Joao Palhinha, as they kind of fit the mold. Well, Zubimendi, of course, is perfect. Palhinha fits the mold a bit more as a single pivot than Joshua Kimmich. I think Joshua Kimmich is more so of a player who can do a job in a double pivot. I think as a single pivot, I don't think he's quite what we need. And again, for the same price, Palhinha is more medium to long term, the age-wise and stuff, where Joshua Kimmich is very much a short term. You could maybe make the argument for a medium, but he's definitely not a long-term signing whatsoever. So wait and see in regards to Kimmich and Palhinha. But again, Barcelona's focus this January for the rest of the month is to try and secure a signing of a midfielder. Again, the club don't want to sign anyone for the sake of signing it. They want to sign someone who's actually worth it, that actually has quality, and that's more so the medium and long-term signing as well, not things short-term whatsoever unless things change and get desperate. And of course, right now, Aleix Garcia is the main candidate and is the leading one as well. Now, Aleix Garcia is not the only midfielder who Barcelona are pushing heavily to sign. They're also pushing for the signing of Lucas Bergvall, the Swedish midfielder, of course, the next wonder kid, the next best thing out of Sweden, who Barcelona have been linked with a lot recently. The recent reports were that Eintracht Frankfurt have taken a big step in signing him, and of course I covered in the last transfer video his quotes with Mundo Deportivo, and he came out, of course, saying that, I don't know what's going to happen in my future yet, but Barcelona, best, big club, all that typical stuff. Now, the latest news is coming in from Mateo Morito from Merlivo, and he's come out saying that Barcelona have not abandoned the race at all to get the Swedish talent. In the coming days, there will be new contacts between the parties to see how to make a move forward. As has been said, the player is very attracted by Barcelona, but his club do not ask for 15 million euros, much less actually. So again, the last video I said that apparently the asking price was around 15, but apparently now that has been lowered. Now, hence, since this report, there has been a few days that have passed, and Mateo Morito has come out again with a big bombshell, saying that joining Barcelona is the priority for Lucas Bergvall, and Barcelona are pushing hard to sign him. Eintracht Frankfurt have presented an offer to his club worth around 10 million euros, and it is expected that with variables and a percentage of a future sale, Barcelona will come very close to that offer. In the next days, Barcelona will look to advance the negotiation, and his desire to join the club can be decisive. The positive signing of Lucas Bergvall by Barcelona is part of the club's investment for the future, because being so young, he would first have to add minutes and growth with the reserve team before making the leap, although in the beginning, he will surely have a presence in the senior team's training session. So again, this is very much like a Noah Darvik signing or a Mikael Fay signing from last summer. You bring him in, you spend that money, you integrate him with Barca Athletic first, plays for them for a season, probably trains the majority of the year with the first team, and then the following year, he can be integrated, see how he does, if he needs that low move, or he can stay permanently. But Barcelona do want to invest in youth. Of course, they missed out on Echeverri, who's gone to Manchester City, and Lucas Bergvall is the next option the club are pursuing. We're looking at maybe a 9 to 10 million euro package, whether that will be including the fixed fee, of course, variables, percent of a future sale to his current club as well if we do end up selling him later down the line. So we're looking around that region, which to be honest isn't too much. If you're paying 9 to 10 million fixed plus all that package on top of that, I would say it's a bit expensive, but with the 9 and 10 million euros being included as a total package, I'm not really opposed to it at all. So we'll wait and see what happens with Lucas Bergvall, but Barcelona are pushing heavily to sign the Swedish wonderkid midfielder. Now, along with midfielders, Barcelona are also in the market for a left back this upcoming summer, with Sport reporting that Barcelona are clear that the left back position needs to be strengthened because Alejandro Balde basically has no competition whatsoever, and Barcelona think that this has to do with his drop in performance this season. Of course, last year he had Jordi Alba breathing down his neck, and that pressured him a lot to perform. Now he knows week in, week out, if he plays badly, he will start because, of course, Marcos Alonso is shite, and he's also injured. So with Alonso set to leave on a free transfer this summer, the club will have to bring in a new left back. Whether this could be Alex Vai, the lone player currently out with Levante from the Barca Athletic team, who's doing very, very well there. He can be an option, or the club could sign someone who's low cost or on a free transfer. We haven't been linked with any names quite yet, but if you look at, players with 1 year left on their deal and free agents in the left back position, you can get a general consensus of what the names we'd be looking at. Of course, Gaio could have been free last summer, we missed out. Grimaldo was free last summer, we missed out, but people think that I don't know ball. But Mateo Marito, again, not Mateo Marito, Mateo Aleman and Jordi Cruyff, I think is the biggest mistake alongside renewing Alonso was not signing Grimaldo last summer. A big miss in my opinion. So wait and see what happens in regards to that position, but the club do look to strengthen the left back position this summer because they want to provide coverage and most importantly competition for Alejandro Balde. Now, Lucas Bergvall is not the only Barca Athletic signing that the club want to invest in this summer. They also want to secure the permanent signing of Pau Victor. This is coming in from Sport. They've come out saying that Barcelona is delighted with the performance of Barca Athletic top goal scorer Pau Victor. The club is determined to keep him, considering that the investment of 3 million euros will definitely be profitable if we end up keeping him or selling him. Barcelona will consider including Pau Victor in the first team next year or accepting one of the offers that it receives for the player in the summer. Now, of course, the club have already made this decision to sign him permanently. I believe he's on loan from Girona, or I think it's Girona, and of course the club have a buy option for him for 3 million euros, which they tend to execute, and he'll either be part of the first team or he will be sold on for a profit. Most probably sold on for a profit. Of course, in the first team you already have Victor Roque, you have Marc Guiu, you have Lewandowski. You don't also need Pau Victor. Pau Victor reminds me a lot of Fran Jukala, kind of that kind of operation where he kind of came in, got his chance, played well, club sold him on for a profit. Never heard of him since. I think he's still playing for Club Brugge in Belgium. Pau Victor will be in the very much the same train track we could definitely anticipate. So you buy him for 3 million now or before the summer, you sell him on maybe for around 7 or 8, you make that profit. Maybe that profit can go towards the Lucas Bergvall transfer as well, but again, the club are planning on signing Pau Victor on a permanent basis during the summer. Let's now discuss the players that have been rumored to leave Barcelona over the past few days. First up, I would say a very key player for Barcelona, especially recently, has been Andreas Christensen, and there's a lot of rumors about him leaving again with the most likely incoming of Xavi this summer. The club may look to move on a current first team center back, and Christensen's name is going to be one of the main names on the table. Now, Mundo Deportivo have come out saying that Andreas Christensen is Newcastle United's priority target for this transfer window, but they have FFP restrictions to address before being able to make a move for him. So we could see Newcastle come in for Christensen now, which would be very, very interesting. For me to sell Christensen, I would need 90 million. I mean, we're talking about that good of a defender and that important for Barcelona, and at this point in the season as well, we are kind of lacking numbers a little bit. I doubt this offer will come in. I think the Newcastle interest will definitely be coming in the summer, especially if Barcelona put him on the market. But keep your eyes on the Danish of the year player situation for the upcoming summer transfer window. But I think in January, he probably will survive. Now, a player who I thought we would never, and I mean never, get any interest for in any capacity whatsoever, but that interest has come in, and it's for Oriol Romeu. There are reports coming in from the Italian media. The reports aren't too, reliable. I would say very medium, kind of like the Sport in Italy, but they've come out saying that Roma is interested in signing Oriol Romeu, but Barcelona will not accept a loan move, especially without any economic interest to let Romeu leave. The rumor is that Roma would be open to taking Romeu on loan, but again, that's not benefit Barcelona. They want to really get rid of him, or just might as well keep him. Again, he makes little to nothing at Barcelona. He has little to nothing in terms of sale value as well. Of course, the club do plan on getting rid of him, I think, at some point in the future to, you know, make that squad space up and again, not pay someone, even though it's a little bit when they don't provide anything. I mean, he didn't even get subbed on yesterday in the Super Cup. He warms up every single time but doesn't play. I mean, he played absolutely dreadfully against Barca as well. Cannot even hack it at a 4th division level side. I don't know why Roma want him. Take him, I beg. If there's any truth in this alone, I would actually accept at this point, because yes, you could say, oh, we need numbers in midfield. Does Romeu really count as a number in midfield? Let's be honest. I'd much rather bring in Casado in the Champions League final tomorrow than bring on Romeu, if I'm being completely honest. I've reached that point with Romeu where I've never seen a player drop at such a level to so below in my life for supporting Barcelona. Usually players start off low and then get worse, or they kind of start, you know, medium and get worse. We were talking, you know, we were hyping up Romeu like no tomorrow in the summer. Best possible signing, best bang for your buck. He's putting in master classes against Madrid in the Clasico, and then look at him now. Can't even hack it against Barbastro in the round of 32 of the Copa del Rey against a 4th division side. So we'll wait and see. I think the most positive thing about this is that there is some sort of interest from Romeu from other clubs, and we'll wait and see what the club do decide on him in the summer. Maybe something can happen in January if the interest is really concrete and the offer is actually good for Barcelona and for Romeu as well. Now, the most likely exit for Barcelona in the January transfer window is going to be the move involving Clement Lenglet, whether we take him back from Aston Villa and then reload him out to a Napoli or AC Milan. But now that's looking even more and more unlikely. Tony Juan Martí has come out saying that Lenglet is closer to continuing at Aston Villa. The Barcelona center back could continue under the command of Unai Emery until the end of the season. Milan asked about him, but the numbers don't really add up for Barcelona, for Milan, and for Aston Villa as well. So there was some interest from AC Milan, from Napoli, but again, making the cancellation of his current loan, bringing him back to Barcelona on paper, and then loaning him out again. How is it, you know, beneficiary for all sides, and is it worth really the time to do? In the end, everyone, I think, has decided not to do it. The most important thing is that there is some interest in Lenglet, so hopefully if he comes back from Aston Villa this summer, we can get rid of him ASAP Areno. I doubt Aston Villa will move for him on a permanent basis, and again, I really don't want a Lenglet saga this summer, or at least just get it done like the first 2 weeks, 3 weeks. If he drags on to, you know, August again, I might lose my mind. I really would. So we'll wait and see what happens with Lenglet, but again, a move in January is super duper unlikely. But the biggest exit news around Barcelona lately has, of course, been the rumors about Bayern Munich planning a monumental offer for Barcelona for Araujo. Now, Candacer have come out saying that Barcelona have been informed that Bayern Munich are ready to pay 100 million euros to sign Araujo right now. Now, they just have signed Eric Dyer, so I don't know, they might want to move for Araujo now because they kind of made moves to, you know, compensate that, but I think in the summer also, they are ready to spend big on Araujo. Now, Candace have also come out saying that Deco was told that Bayern are willing to pay around 100 million euros for him in the winter. The player's agent are interested in the process, but as for Deco, the sports administration, and the technical staff, the player is not for sale at all, and there's actually no official offer on the table. The player wants to stay, but if he does want to leave Barcelona, he thinks more of a move to a Premier League than the Bundesliga, and of course the economic department of the club actually want to sell Araujo. Surprise, surprise, because they will earn, of course, a lot of money. Again, there's no one in the club that want, of course, of importance. Economics, you know, Eduardo Romeu can just do their own thing. Deco, Uste, Xavi, Laporta, no one wants to get rid of Araujo, and Araujo himself, according to reports, wants to stay. Again, didn't really give me any confidence in that pre-match press conference against Osasuna when he was speaking about the Bayern Munich injury. He just said, oh, I'm focused on Barcelona, blah, blah, blah. Last year they talked about United. I don't know, man. I told you guys this, 2 months ago when this first broke. As soon as he picked up the phone to Thomas Tuchel, that already for me, you know, implements so much doubt. Now, in regards to Araujo, there has been some big news breaking from Tony Juan Martí, saying that Barcelona consider Gavi, Pedri, and Araujo the only untouchables at the club. No matter how many offers or how big the offers, Barcelona will always reject it. In regards to Gavi, 100% agree. We'll move on from that. with Pedri. We all saw how well Pedri played last night in his half an hour cameo against Osasuna. I would not sell him. That Pedri, untouchable for me. But we only see that Pedri 3 times a season. So that's why I have the, not the argument, but I have the, opinion that we should consider Pedri's future, because the man's just never fit. If he gets fit, I wouldn't sell him for $1 billion. And I agree with Araujo as well. For me, Araujo will definitely be untouchable. I think his defensive ability is, next to none in the world of football right now. But I think his performances have definitely been hindered and affected by these reports about Bayern Munich. You can see it in this game. 1 minute he has the mask on. Oh, it's the mask's fault. He takes off the mask. He's still not performing that great. But in regards to this Bayern Munich offer coming in, we'll have to wait and see. I think it will come down to how Barcelona progress in the renewal talks for Araujo from now until the summer. We're now 12 days into January. We've had no, real reports about renewal talks, whether it's Gavi, Pedri, Araujo, Frenkie de Jong, Lamine Yamal. All these players need renewals immediately. Maybe not Lamine Yamal and Fermin Lopez, but Inaki Peña needs a renewal. Pedri, Gavi, Araujo, big players, Ansu Fati as well, Frenkie de Jong. So we'll wait and see how the club move and decide in terms of renewals, but I do consider Araujo an untouchable player at the club. The fact that, by the way, Frenkie de Jong is not on this list is an absolute disgrace. If someone offered me 300 million euros for Frenkie de Jong right now, I would say no. I would tell Frenkie de Jong, do you want to leave Barcelona? No? Si queda. I would reject that offer instantly. So, we'll see what happens with Araujo. I think this will develop a lot come, April, May time once this window closes. But apparently Bayern Munich want to offer 100 million for Araujo now. It could maybe test the waters, but I doubt they will put an offer after, especially after signing Eric Dyer yesterday. So we'll wait and see what happens with Araujo's future. But right now, Bayern Munich are in the background and are pushing for him internally, while Barcelona are saying to the media that he's not for sale. Let's now discuss some contract renewal updates around the first team at Barcelona. Just one update, and it is on the renewal of Sergi Roberto, who only has 5 months left on his current deal. We should be focusing on, Araujo, De Jong, Gavi, Pedri, but no, the only updates we get is on Roberto. Now, Ferran Martinez and Gabriel Sanz and Mundo Deportivo have come out saying that so far, Barcelona have not made any moves to renew Roberto's contract. The club will study Xavi's advice of wanting to have him in the squad, although their initial plan was for his departure. The player is also not in a hurry to extend his contract. He's focused on the current season, and when the season comes to an end, approaches, he will analyze the situation after talking with Xavi as well. He's already received interest from many clubs, but does not want to hear anything about offers right now. I think the club and Roberto's approach is 100% correct. Wait until the end of the season, maybe not the end of the season, maybe like the last month, in case you want to, let Roberto go. You can give him that farewell at the Montjuic, but you don't do anything now. Do not rush to conclusions. I think last year we renewed Roberto's contract around February. If I'm not mistaken, it was agreed February, but I think the actual official renewal took place in June or something like that. If I'm not mistaken, I could be wrong on that. Maybe it was during the season. I don't know. Anyways, should not rush into it. Again, he's had a good few weeks, yes, but he's still doing this come March. It's going to be a different situation. And again, I think it's time to move on from the old guard, from the veterans, passing the captaincy to a new reign, a new era of, the likes of Araujo, De Jong, Pedri, Gavi, because I think Ter Stegen, he won't be the captain, but, he's going to be in goal. So, on the pitch, talking and the referees and stuff. Anyways, we'll wait and see with Roberto. Again, Xavi's come out a billion times in the media over the past week saying, I want Roberto to stay. He's a symbol of the club. He's a captain, leader, knows the city, knows the club, blah, 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 blah. So, if Xavi keeps his job come June, I think Roberto will get a renewal, if I'm being completely honest. But again, it comes down to not only Roberto's future, what he wants and what the club wants, but also Xavi's future as well. Because I doubt any manager coming in, if Xavi, God forbid, is sacked, will want to keep Roberto. So we'll wait and see how things turn out. But a decision in regards to Sergi Roberto's future will be coming probably near the end of the season. Let's now discuss some of the injury updates around the first team at Barcelona. We have some absolutely huge updates on multiple players. First up is Marc Andre Ter Stegen. Boy, oh boy, are we desperate to have him back in goal. Alex Pentel from Relivos come out saying that Marc Andre Ter Stegen's recovery is going 2 weeks ahead of schedule, and the idea is that he'll return to the group by the end of January, early February. His return could come against Alaves on the 14th of February or Granada on the 11th of February and gain rhythm ahead of the Champions League game against Napoli, of which he is expected to be in perfect condition for. The keeper is very satisfied so far with his progress. Cannot wait. Again, Inaki Peña, I think he did well for that. It's like, when you get a new manager, they get that manager boost. Oh, first 2 months is great. And Inaki Peña kind of had that in goal. He came in. I think the first game he wasn't that great, but against Porto Atletico did well. Since then, he's kind of dropped off. I don't think he's, filling with too much confidence. So get their second back in goal, in my opinion, as soon as possible. Next update, quite an emotional one for all of us, I believe, and it is on Gavi. This is the first proper injury update that we've received since his surgery, I believe, what was it? End of October. Anyways, Franco Rasen Sport came out saying that Gavi's recovery is going better than expected. In a month and a half, he will take a step forward. The goal is for him to be perfectly fit for preseason. He could be fit by June, best case scenario, but Spain have made it clear he will not be called up for the Euros or the Olympics. So no matter what, Gavi will not be involved in any football come preseason for Barcelona around middle of July. Hopefully he'll be fully fit and available for that. If he's not back by then, I think it would be a big blow. I need him to be fully fit by then, touching the ball, making those movements, play some preseason, and then be ready for the new year. But this is the first genuine update that we have received, and so far everything is going well with Gavi, and hopefully it does continue on this path. Now some immediate injury updates on the current first team ahead of the Super Cup final, of course, on Sunday. First up is Joao Cancelo, with Mundo Deportivo reporting that Joao Cancelo could be available for the final if, of course, Barcelona qualify, which we have since qualified for the final. We'll wait and see if he's available. I doubt he'll start the game. He could be brought on as a sub, like we saw with Pedri yesterday against Osasuna, but I think worst case scenario, he'll be available for the Copa del Rey game midweek, or maybe the game against Betis, I believe, Benedetto Villamarín next weekend. That's going to be huge game. Hopefully he's fully fit, ready to go for that game. I think that should be his priority ahead of the Super Cup and, of course, the Copa del Rey round of 16. Final injury, of course, the one that we suffered in yesterday's game, and it was to Rafinha. Xavi did confirm after the game that Rafinha did suffer some hamstring discomfort, but apparently the news is positive. Jaime Miguel from AS came out saying that good news regarding Rafinha. First tests indicate a very minor injury, and a tear in his hamstring is completely ruled out. There will be, of course, more tests later on today, but right now he is not completely ruled out for the Super Cup final on Sunday. I'll give you guys more of an imminent injury update in the match preview for the Super Cup final tomorrow, but I think most likely he probably won't start the game. Maybe he'll come on, especially if you go into extra time and things of that nature. Again, I think he's on the same kind of path as Cancelo, be fit for the Copa del Rey midweek, and then, of course, be fully fit for the Benedetto Villamarín against Betis next weekend. But would I say it's a massive blow? A little bit. He has been, of course, one of our most effective players in terms of numbers and, stats, but I think Lamine Yamal has a great opportunity after scoring as well that'll help him with his, momentum and confidence, so we'll wait and see on that. But I think Rafinha and Cancelo will both probably be on the bench for the Super Cup final, but whether they start or not remains to be seen. Now, the final topic that I want to discuss before I end off this video is in regards to the relationship between Barcelona and Nike, which again is absolutely on the floor and is on the verge of being broken completely. Now, in the last video, I showed you guys the leaks, as you can see on the screen, of the away kit for next season, which actually looks bloody fantastic. But since these leaks come out, Barcelona, FC Barcelona, released an official statement on the leaked kit, saying that Barcelona wants to deny the information that has appeared in the press today. Today, of course, the one happened a few days ago, about the alleged design of the away shirt for the 24-25 season. The club denies that this has commissioned or approved this design at all mistakenly. It's been published on social networks, written media, and on the internet. Keep in mind, Nike leaked the kits on purpose and let the fans know what's coming and see if they really want to, get the hype around it, see if fans are interested in buying it. If not, they can make some sort of tweaks and changes. The kits have been being leaked for years upon years upon years, and of course Nike do it via footy headlines. The fact the club released a statement denying this information, it's over. For me, it's over between Barcelona and Nike, and there's no turning back. I've never seen any club in the world release a statement about a leaked kit, because it happens all the time and they do it on purpose. Now, since this statement, there have been reports suggesting that Puma and Barcelona are closer than ever to reaching an agreement, with Puma preparing a huge offer. The deal could even start as early as next season. So the club are really delaying the decision in regards to approving the kits for Nike, because they want to see if they can get in Puma in time. Again, I think it's going to be too tight. I think we will have Nike next season. I think we will see this away kit and the new home kit, which actually look decent. I think it's one of the better kits that Nike have done in the 26, 27 years that we've been with Nike. But again, they're trying to really see if we can get this Puma deal over the line. Whether we do or not remains to be seen, but the club are definitely going to be making a shirt sponsorship change. I have no doubt about that. Who releases a statement about a leaked kit? I've never seen the day, and it kind of sucks for me as a Barcelona fan. It's always been Nike and Barcelona together, and it's going to be changing, at least I would say, in the next year or so. Maybe it could be official now, we'll wait and see. Again, the offer that Nike have right now is so below par and so far off the market value of Barcelona, and the club need to make that change, and I completely understand that. And again, Nike haven't been that great in terms of design, manufacturing, and supply over the past few years as well. So we'll wait and see what happens, but again, the Barcelona relationship with Nike is on the verge of collapse. So that was my reaction to the Barcelona news over the past few days. Hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, make sure to leave a like, and of course leave me your thoughts down below in the comments on everything we discussed. The main thing I want to say, of course, is your thoughts on Barcelona signing a midfielder this month in January. You think it will happen or not? Check your thoughts on the Bayern Munich rumors around Araujo. Do you think that either this window or the summer Araujo will make that move to Bayern? 30 your thoughts on Xavi pushing for Roberto renewal, and find your thoughts on those injury updates to Ter Stegen, on Gavi, Rafinha, and Cancelo. Are you optimistic about them fully recovering from their injury and hopefully not having any relapses whatsoever? And of course, make sure you guys subscribe down below if you haven't already, and I will see you guys next time on the channel. Take care, and Forza Barca.